Go time.
Hey, you guys, it's JT from the Poco Moonshine family. I have my friend Jay here from Guilty of Crime. We're going to give you guys a little video here and just some background if you're new to this story about Elijah. So let's watch this just 5 minute video and then we'll cut back in to you guys.
From Fond du Lac to the Dells to Green Bay and Outagamie County, dozens of volunteers are continuing to search for this little boy, Elijah Vue.
Yeah, the 3-year-old was reported missing from Two Rivers more than 3 weeks ago. Vue's mother, Katrina Bauer, and Jesse Vang, the man who was caring for him when he went missing, are both scheduled to be in Manitowoc County Court tomorrow for preliminary hearings. The two are charged with child neglect. As part of our continuing coverage, Fox 11's Emily Matesic explains why volunteers refuse to give up their search for the toddler.
What brought me out is just looking at the little boy and his eyes and the innocence.
The disappearance of Elijah Vue continues to weigh heavily on the hearts of many in Northeast Wisconsin.
Since I'm from the area and I have a 4.5-year-old son myself, so I figure I want to help.
And we all have kids, some have grandkids, and just going out here to help. And we'd want anybody to do that for our families.
Close to 25 volunteers combed the more than 700 acres of the Buboltz Nature Preserve in Grand Chute, looking for anything that could help find Elijah Vue.
We have been kind of off the trail, so we've been looking in places that maybe wouldn't be on the beaten path to try to see if we can find any evidence.
One volunteer even put a drone in the air to check hard-to-reach areas. The search, very organized to make sure as much ground as possible was covered.
They kind of divided it into like 4 quadrants and sent groups in each quadrant to try to make it a little bit easier.
The search area is rugged and vast, and according to volunteers, a bit overwhelming. The Grand Chute Police Department showing up at the search, acting as a liaison for the searchers, not only offering advice to volunteers if they find something suspicious, but also willing to check things out too.
We're not partaking in the search today. We're just assisting the citizen volunteers who are out here searching, giving their time to help find things, and anything that they find, they can run it through us and we can help them out and point them in the right direction if anything is found.
While volunteers know they're looking for a needle in a haystack and they don't even know if this is the right haystack, they feel they still need to try.
It can be a little frustrating the longer you're out here and you don't find anything, but at least I feel better knowing that I'm doing something to try to help find them.
You never know. You never know what could be. So have to keep trying until we have an answer or a solution.
And while these volunteers might not be able to search every day, they say they'll always be on the lookout until Elijah Vue is found. In Grand Chute, Emily Matesic, Fox 11 News.
As the search for Elijah continues, police remind the public they continue to follow up on all tips from the public. Anyone who may have seen Elijah or know where he is urged to call the tip line number that's on your screen, 844-267-6648. And there is a vigil for Elijah scheduled for this weekend, a candlelight vigil and balloon release planned for Saturday night in Two Rivers. It's being held at Walsh Field at 6:30.
Okay, so talk a little bit about what brought you out today.
What brought me out is just looking at the little boy and his eyes and the innocence, and if there's, any possibility of anything out here. So if there's closure or a more positive outcome, that would be even better. But and we all have kids, some have grandkids, and just going out here to help. And we'd want anybody to do that for our families.
Yeah, I mean, police aren't really giving people. I mean, yesterday I was with a group that was up in Green Bay. Today, your folks are here. I know there's searches in Fond du Lac. Do you feel like there's you're any closer? Any of these groups are any closer? Because police haven't really said, like, don't waste your time up in Green Bay, or don't, do you wish you had more information to go on before you come out and do these searches?
Well, I think there's probably stuff they know that they're not able to release. So you just go with what you can. And otherwise, if I was thinking they weren't doing something, why would I bother coming out?
Yeah. So what are you looking for when you're out here?
Well, we're looking for if anything looks like it's freshly dug up, broken off, which you got to be careful because this is deer country and other little critters and snakes and different things I've heard are out today. So yeah, we just keep looking and see if anything looks amiss.
Are you hopeful?
Hopeful. Probably not at this time for the length of time since what, the 20th of February. So, but you never know. You never know what could be. So have to keep trying until we have a answer or a solution.
Yeah, I mean, because if he was, if he wandered off himself, I mean, someone would have found that, he's a 3-year-old, right? He's not going to just, someone would have seen something or would have found something related to him. But if he was taken, you just never know where he could be, I guess, right?
Right. Just where he's hidden or something. But if she has the mom a history here when she was younger, who knows? I think that's why they're looking here, is what I've heard. But maybe more at the debriefing at noon, you'll know more. But that's about all I know.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
There's one simple sugar hack.
All right, we just wanted to give you just a little background. That's a background video for anybody who's new to Elijah's story. But you were talking with our friend Marv, and she's going to the vigil tonight. They did put that in that video. It's at 6:30 in Two Rivers. So if anybody is in the Wisconsin area, you guys can go to the vigil and say a prayer for Elijah and send some good energy. There is a possibility he was taken still, honestly. And he could be out there somewhere. And
Absolutely.
And maybe someone will have a change of heart and drop him off at a police station. So there is still hope for the boy that he is alive and well. But if something did happen to him and he was discarded like trash or something, he deserves to be found and buried just like the rest of us. What do you think, Jay?
Well, what I think is that the cops have more information than we know, and that's why they're holding them so tightly. And there's a reason why also Jesse Vang can't get a lawyer. And I don't think they would put as much effort and spend as much money as they're doing on that type of search effort if they thought that he was still alive. So although I love to keep hope, I'm the realist in every room, and I hope that he comes home and the community will feel safe again, because they're thinking that there's some kidnapper out there that they gotta watch their kids, number one, and number two, they want even his body to come home safe. They're having a vigil tonight, which goes to show, they're showing the love, but at the same time, I think a lot of people probably realize what's going on here. And that's why later on, I kind of do want to show that quick video with yesterday's update with them in court. Nobody's taking Jesse Vang's case, and they've upped the charges. The cops got way more information than we do. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, if you'd like to show the video, share your screen and we can put that on whenever you would like, Jay. It's no problem.
Yeah, if you want to show that real quick, that's up before we get into the reading part, because this is going to, I love to see that it's like a perp walk. When they do the perp walks, you get to see these people, and everybody just, I really like to just see the people and what's going on in real time. I try to get the most updated stuff. So now the search effort that's going on right now, that's great. I like seeing that. Hold on real quick. I'm going to share my screen and make sure I get it right. The search effort, I like Marv's take on it, because she's actually, when we get to see her stuff, she's out into that, right there, you couldn't gauge it with that lady, but that terrain is rough. And then when she talks about the critters, their bones are all out there. So you might think you found a human bone, and it's actually an animal. So for those people in California or in the States that don't know that it's rough. These people are doing a good thing. All right, let me share my screen. I'm going to show you these. We're going to do a perp walk type of thing. We're going to show, this was from yesterday in court. Watch Katrina Bauer and Jesse Vang. Still human garbage, no matter what. Here we go.
Absolutely. Let me pop this up here. There we go.
All right.
In state of Wisconsin,
click the full screen if you could.
CF 162.
Yep. Hold on a second.
Appearances starting in the courtroom.
State appears by Jacqueline LaBrie.
Mr. Vang appears via Zoom without, in custody from the Manitowoc County Jail without an attorney, correct, sir? All right. Mr. Vang qualifies for public defender representation. They've been unable to find an attorney for him yet. The court is going to find good cause to continue to toll any applicable time limits and adjourn the matter to March 21st at 10:30. Anything else for the record from the state?
No, Judge, thank you.
Then we're adjourned.
I'd like to say something, Your Honor.
Oh, let's go back on the record. Yeah, Mr. Vang, what's up?
I just want to say, I'd like to exercise my rights to due process, my rights to attorney, my rights to speedy trial, and my rights to a fair trial.
Okay, well, I can't give you legal advice. I can tell you that you've applied for public defender representation. They're searching for an attorney for you. So that certainly is in motion as far as your right to an attorney goes. As far as how to exercise.
He wants a speedy trial, everybody. Just so you heard that right. He wants a speedy trial and he doesn't even have a lawyer yet. Let's get back to it.
Your right to a speedy trial. That needs to be put in writing and sent to the court. And then once you do, if you do that before the next hearing, we'll take that up. And that certainly may change things, but you've got to do that in writing. Okay, sir? All right. Anything else, Mr. Vang? All right, then we're adjourned. We'll go on the record. In state of Wisconsin versus Katrina Bauer, 24 CF 163. Appearances starting in the courtroom.
State appears by Jacqueline LaBrie.
And on Zoom.
Katrina Bauer appears by Zoom from the Manitowoc County Jail with her attorney Ann Larson, also present by Zoom from the Manitowoc County Jail.
Matters on the calendar for preliminary hearing today. I was advised before coming on the record that Ms. Bauer is going to be waiving her right to a preliminary hearing as well as withdrawing her previously filed motion to dismiss count 1. Is that correct, Attorney Larson?
It is, Your Honor. I will e-file the signed form.
All right, and were there any inducements for the waiver?
No, we're not.
Okay, Ms. Bauer, do you understand that because you're charged with a felony, you have the right to have a preliminary hearing today?
Yeah.
And at that hearing, the state would have to offer evidence sufficient to show a probable cause that a felony was committed and probable cause that you committed it. You understand that by waiving that right, you're relieving the state of having to make those proofs?
Yeah.
Can you speak up, ma'am? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone
Speak up,
threatened you in
lady.
any way or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to a preliminary hearing?
No.
You're doing so freely, voluntarily, and intelligently?
Yeah.
Attorney Larson, have you had enough time to discuss your client's right to a preliminary hearing with her?
I have.
Do you believe that her waiver today is freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made?
I do.
Court will so find, and based on my review of the amended complaint, find there is a sufficient factual basis to believe there's probable cause that a felony was committed and probable cause that she committed it. I will bind her over for further proceedings. Is it the state's intention to file an information with charges that mirror those in the amended complaint?
Judge, we're asking for an amendment, please.
All right. Let's see. Ooh. Any chance hang on.
They're going to give us dates here, everybody. It's one after the other, back to back. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Any chance the parties is Tuesday too soon?
Yes, could we have a little more time?
Judge, I would just note that Ms. Bauer is on a $15,000 cash bond.
Yep.
Yep, we want to keep her in. Judge knows that, lady.
The 25th. Can somebody else come down for an arraignment?
21st, 22nd.
Otherwise, I don't have a whole lot of holes in the calendar, and she's right in the sense that her client's sitting on cash bail. We're talking about an arraignment.
Do you have anything on the 22nd?
o'clock.
I can do that.
Attorney Larson, can you do 4 o'clock on March 22nd?
There you go, everybody. Put that in your calendar.
I can.
Okay. We'll set the arraignment then for 4 o'clock on March 22nd. Anything else and Ms. Bauer, for the sake of the record, you're withdrawing your motion to dismiss count 1 that had previously been filed, correct?
Okay, yes.
All right.
Okay.
Did anyone threaten you
Sure.
in any way or promise you anything to get you to withdraw that motion?
No.
You're doing so freely, voluntarily, and intelligently?
Okay.
All right, the court will accept the withdrawal of the previously filed motion. Attorney Larson, for the sake of the file, do you mind sending over I guess an order withdrawing the motion for the court's signature?
I will.
Great. Anything else for the record from the state?
No, Judge, thank you.
Attorney Larson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Then we're adjourned.
Done, guys.
On
We
record.
made it through it. Hold on real quick. I'm not an amateur hour here. Here we go.
You
All
know,
right.
one thing that stuck out to me is Jesse Vang was like, well, I got a right to this. I got a right to that. Well, I find that kind of odd, man. What about Elijah Vue's rights when you made him stand in the corner for 3 hours and take cold showers and his mom brought one toy along with him to that loser's house and the loser wouldn't even let him play with the one toy. What about Elijah's rights?
Yeah,
it's just hard for me.
That's why he can't find an attorney. I mean, people don't want to. They can decline it before they get it taken if it's really personal, something like that. Once you're assigned to it, it's hard to get off. But yeah, what about his rights? And I think they just I don't know if they meant to kill him, honestly, but I know that they just didn't want him around and they wanted to, just be having these scandalous sexual things going on and not this 3-year-old that they had to change a diaper with. So I think he was treated like that for a while.
Absolutely. And the mom, the grandma, which would be Elijah's mom's mom, she said that her daughter, which Elijah's mom, faked her own kidnapping in 2022. So she's a drama queen. She likes the attention on her. And she faked the abduction of her own self on the day that her own sister was having open heart surgery. So she's got no heart. And, I almost wonder, too, if this whole thing backfired on her, if they did accidentally kill the child and she said, well, what if we say he's missing and people are going to say, oh, poor thing, you poor mother, like, let's help you find your baby. And it just totally backfired on her with the evidence that they do have.
I think you're onto something. No, I think you're onto something 110%, knowing her history, knowing how she is. It's like that Munchausen syndrome type of thing where somebody's sick, their kid keeps being sick. But except for that, it's geared towards her. They don't really have a name for that yet, but they should, because I know a lot of people that do that. And that makes sense. I honestly, truly, in my heart of hearts, don't believe that they tried to kill him, just like the Vander Arks and Timothy. But I don't think they were trying to kill him, but they did so much damage to him that his body could only take so much. And then they needed to make a story. And you're right. The mom probably came up with the story and came up there. They cleaned up the mess and then called 911.
Absolutely.
I have no sympathy for either one of them, though.
No. Just and I was saying earlier today, if you don't want the child, put them up for adoption. Let them go into a nice foster home where someone's gonna love the hell out of them. But I mean, if you can't be inconvenienced by your own flesh and blood, at least do the right thing to that child and put them up for adoption. But
give them to me. I'll take them.
Right. We would have took them too. Everybody I talked to is like, man, I would have adopted this little boy.
Everybody says that. Yeah, we're in this true crime community, and you don't know how many times a day I hear that from so many cases. My daughter Reese would love a brother and sister, y'all. So if some of you guys don't want to take care of your kids, give me a call. We'll take them. We'll give them the best of everything. I promise. But yeah, we say that like I don't know how many times I hear that, and I think people, it's a financial motivator, number one, and number two, you get that sympathy card. But the biggest thing is they get checks for them. So like they're on welfare, or some people have disability, like their child's disabled, and they get this check that they're living off of.
Yeah, and
Now
she let
that
Jesse claim both the kids on his
see
taxes.
financial motivation right there. That's why she's not going to give them to you or me. And we can't pay for them because then we're buying a child. So it's it's this slippery slope. But
It's a messed up
yeah,
situation.
it is.
Yeah, I hope that they have more than what they're leading on, because they're really holding their cards close to the vest on this one. I just want to
Yeah.
bring up the criminal complaint, and we'll go through that a little bit here.
Yeah, we love criminal complaints.
Alrighty here. Now, this is Katrina Bauer here. Let's see, hair is brown, eye color brown. She's born 1992. Okay, I'm an 89 baby.
I'm a
You know,
79.
You're 79. And did you see her photos? She looks tore up. I mean,
She looks like she's like 65 instead of what she is. She's
compared to
definitely.
her first mugshot when she first got arrested to that last video, she is looking like stress is getting to her, and I hope she is being haunted at night from this child. Now,
I hope
count
so
one
too.
here. It says neglecting a child, specified harm did not occur in child under 6 years of age as a party of a crime. Now, I think this is the one where she left her out in the car. But let's see. The above named defendant honored between February 12th, 2024, February 20th, 2024, in the city of Two Rivers, Manitowoc County, Wisconsin, as a party of a crime, being a person responsible for welfare to provide necessary care so as to seriously endanger the physical, mental, or emotional health of the child, and the natural and probable consequences of this violation would harm under 948.21. Let's see here. Wisconsin states, although harm did not actually occur in the child, contrary to section whatever there, is a class 1 felony, and upon conviction may be fined not more than $10,000 or imprisoned not more than 3 years and 6 months, or both. Count 2, she has obstructing an officer. The above named defendant, on or about Tuesday, February 20th, 2024, in the city of Two Rivers, Manitowoc County, Wisconsin, did knowingly obstruct an officer while such officer was doing an act in an official capacity and with lawful authority. Obstructed officers. Wisconsin states that it's a class A misdemeanor, and upon conviction may be fined more than $10,000 or imprisoned not more than 9 months, or both. I say both. Stick it to her. Now, count 3 for her. Obstructing an officer again. Man, this broad, I tell you. The above named defendant, on or about Tuesday, February 20th, in Two Rivers, she did knowingly obstruct an officer while such officer was doing an act in official capacity. Same thing. She could be fined up to $10,000 or imprisoned for 9 months, or both. I say stick it to her. Now, the probable
they're doing the Lori Vallow thing here, JT. They told she's not going to get out. They're going to go further. They have something, but they're just doing the Lori Vallow thing. You can't just have a kid missing and not know where they are,
Right.
and not be culpable for that. So that's what they're doing right now. So this is just a bunch of shade to throw at her to keep her in there. And I promise you, there's more coming.
Oh, there is. And I like how they break this timeline down. So let's just go
Me
over
too.
this. Do you
Keep
want to
going.
take this
Sorry.
first, or do you want to take
No.
this paragraph, or you want
No,
me to do
I
it?
can't see. Go for it. I can't see it that well.
Oh, okay.
So.
On February 20th, 2004, the Two Rivers Police Department was notified by dispatch that Jesse Vang called 911 at 10:59 a.m. reporting that he was babysitting a 3-year-old child, the victim, Elijah Vue. Vang reported that while watching the child, he fell asleep. Well, then you ain't watching him, dingbat. When he woke up, the child was missing. Law enforcement responded to the Vang residence at 3918 Mishcot Road, if you guys want to go there and egg his house, apartment 102, in Manitowoc County, in an attempt to locate the victim. Law enforcement has been unsuccessful locating victim as of February 26, 2024. Now here's
sometimes you, not to interrupt you, sometimes be careful with that though, because I'll pull the channel down when you don't take out the It's happened to me before when you don't take out the address. So I don't think we're big
I
enough
got
for
you.
that. But yeah,
I got you. Well, eggs wash off. If it does happen, they'll be
yeah, no,
okay.
it's not the egg thing.
Right.
But go ahead.
I know.
Sorry about that.
On February 20th, I'll leave out the addresses here for you.
Yeah.
Two Rivers Police Department spoke with Vang at the residence. We'll leave that out there. Vang said he is in a relationship with the victim's mother, Katrina, and stated that, so they were in a relationship, according to Jesse.
Thank you for clarifying. I didn't know that.
Yep.
100%.
That's why I love these criminal complaints. You get all the nitty gritty details. Stated that victim has been staying with him recently. Vang stated that he's been trying to help Bauer correct victim's bad behaviors. He's 3, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Vang stated that he has been assisting with the care of the victim for approximately 1 month, but not continuously. Vang stated that on today's date, February 20th, 2024, he woke up with his autistic teenage son. Vang helped his son with getting on the bus at approximately 0730 hours. Now, if he's helping his son get on the bus, where's Vue? Did he leave him at home right there again by himself too? Because then you're not
either that or either that or he was dead. Either way, yeah. But I mean, Katrina got charged with the same thing, leaving her kid in the car while she was having sexual escapades with him. So yeah.
Now I know that says the autistic teenager, the son, but autism or not, don't you think that son would have seen? They could ask him like, "Hey, was Vue in the house? Was he alive? Were they doing something?" Don't you think they could ask that?
Absolutely. Maybe. And they have, but we just don't. It's not released yet because they're keeping their cards close. JT, there's more. There's more.
I'm hoping so. Vang stated victim was still asleep after he walked his son to the bus. So you did leave him there. Jeez Christ, man. Vang stated that he woke up the victim at approximately 800 hours and brought him into the bedroom with him. Vang stated that he shut the door and Vang fell asleep. Vang stated he woke up at approximately 1100 hours and found the victim was gone. Vang said he called 911 to report the victim missing. Now that's his story. If we take him for his story, and I wouldn't trust this dude as far as I could throw him, but that's his story.
Agreed. Agreed. Another thing that stood out to me before you continue is the autistic son. Now I've heard that many times before, and we are talking about money now. So I bet you anything that he's collecting for that as well, for being autistic. And you get these in California, get these big ass checks for something like that when your kid has autism or some kind of thing. So
if he really does have autism,
that's what I'm saying. He might not even have that.
He
might have just been taking him to the doctor, and they'll do it. They'll do whatever if you go back enough. So just I didn't want to interrupt, but there's check number 2.
I like that. You got a good eye for this. I appreciate you helping me out.
Yeah.
Now, Detective Glacier spoke with Bauer. Bauer stated that victim has been in the care of Jesse Vang for approximately 1 week. I don't know why he said a month and she said a week. They can't even get their story straight. Bauer resides in Wisconsin Dells and stated she dropped off the victim with Jesse Vang on February 12th, 2024 in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. She intended on victim coming back to the Wisconsin Dells on Friday, February 23rd. Well, that obviously didn't happen. On the 20th, DCI agent did speak with Katrina Bauer and denied that she was in the Manitowoc County area on February 16th to the 17th. Yeah, she denied it, but they checked her cell phone and it says contrary. So that's where she got the obstruction charges. Let's see. The detective is aware that pursuant to search warrants, law enforcement did conduct forensic extractions of Jesse Vang and Katrina Bauer's cell phones. And after they were consensually turned over to law enforcement based on analysis of these cell phones, specifically location data obtained, the law enforcement obtained information that contradicted Katrina Bauer's statements. What a dumbass. That she had not been in the Manitowoc area on February 16th to the 17th. So as smart as she thinks she is not smart at all. Law enforcement
I don't even know why they said that.
Right.
Intelligent. You're intelligent. You're not intelligent, lady. Don't give her that much credit at all.
Right, right. If she thinks she's slick, she is not here. Law enforcement
Nope.
located messages from Vang to Bauer at approximately 6:39 p.m. and 6:49 p.m. on the 17th, where Vang tells Bauer that he is angry that victim overfilled his diaper with poop and pee, and that
Dumb.
Vang gave victim a cold shower. Vang noted that the victim was clean but scared. You know, they're gonna fill your diaper when you're a lazy ass and you only change their diaper once a day. Like toddlers fill up their diapers 3-4 times a day sometimes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a proven fact that boys take longer to potty train than girls. So it doesn't mean that that was the case with him. It could have been other things. Kids act out as well. When you treat them bad, they're gonna just keep doing. They're not gonna do the right thing. So it's not a big deal. He was 3. He had a diaper. This guy just didn't like him, and the cold shower is just to just to torture him. And he even told us so.
Yeah,
That's the
the
interesting
victim was
thing.
clean but scared. Give me a break, man. I'm telling
Right.
you, that is clean but scared. Whatever, man. And he was 3 years old and still in diapers. That's pretty normal though. But my son, he's
Yeah.
2.5. He's already being potty trained, and I feel like you have to put effort in. And I highly doubt this guy was trying to work on potty training the kid. I bet she's just letting him watch videos all
Well,
day and just doing his thing.
potty training is something that you have to give them love and care and attention and say, hey, like you're getting older and you really don't, do you really want to do this? Come on, let's go to the potty and try to however you encourage. It's an encouragement and reward system as far as I'm concerned. Luckily,
Yeah.
my kids were like, I want to be like you guys. I'm not wearing diapers. And before a year old, both of them took their diapers off and weren't putting them back on. We didn't have to do that. But if you encourage them enough, then you get positive things. So remember that, people. It's not a punishment to potty train.
No. Yeah, and I highly doubt this guy had any positive encouragement in his body.
Oh, yeah, no, he didn't like that kid at all, I'm telling
No.
you. And the only reason they even told the officers this is because they handed their cell phones over, like you just read. It said willingly handed their cell phones over. And so they knew they were going to find the text messages, and they had to say that what was going on. Otherwise, they wouldn't have.
Shouldn't even lied in the first place, and you wouldn't have the obstruction charges. And
Well,
this just
yeah.
tells me that they're up to something if she's going to lie about it. That just, if your child
Well,
was really
no.
missing and you were innocent, there would be nothing to lie about.
JT, right when you told me about the story, I didn't know about that story in the past and her lying with her sister. It already right there. She made up the story, plugged it to him, and I'm sure she came up with it, but he helped execute it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was
I
another.
hope it all comes out.
She did that one on her sister's open heart surgery for attention, because God forbid we put attention on your sister who's actually having an open heart surgery. So what does she do? She wants all attention on her, so she fakes her own abduction in 2022. What a loser.
And then she fakes a disappearance of her son, so that only makes sense that she would do that.
She's got a history of it.
Yeah, she has a history of it, absolutely. But yeah, these people. I can keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep reading.
Detective
Go for it.
Glacier spoke with Katrina Bauer, and she stated that Jesse Vang was the enforcer of the rules in the relationship. Come on, give me a break. Be a woman. And that was the reason for sending victim to stay with Vang. Nah, that's an excuse for you to be a bad mom. She was discussed with him the limits of what discipline she did not want used. You obviously didn't discuss it enough.
Well,
Other
check
than
this
that,
out. One of them's gonna roll on the other, and they're hoping for that as well. So one of them will roll on the other and get a better deal. And you watch what happens,
I
because
hope if
they
she
both
does
know the
roll on
same
him,
thing.
I hope she does roll on him. They don't let her off too hard, because she should
I
still be locked away
agree.
for a long time.
I agree. Look at what just happened with the Harmony Montgomery
I
case.
know they gave her too sweet of a deal, man, and
she's out. She's getting out. Did she already get out, or
and she's
I don't
going
know,
to
but
soon. And to
in
have
a couple of days, yeah.
On the Harmony case, to have a dead child in the back seat, then you ask for Burger King, bro. You are a sick ass monster to be able to even eat after seeing that.
And if you watch the hearing, she really doesn't care. She's just telling them whatever, and she didn't even do a good job at it, to be honest with you.
No.
So, yeah, that's a whole other day. I'll do a
Right.
video on that, but go
For sure. Other than that, she is fine with whatever discipline Vang enforces. Oh man, that's just great. She gave examples of discipline, including praying, saying he was sorry, and going over 4 rules that the victim is supposed to be memorizing. What a man, I'm telling you. At no
I
point
know.
did she admit she was in the city of Two Rivers between February 12th and February 20th, had any face-to-face contact with the victim. Well, we know that's a lie from her cell phone records. She said she was discussing behavior issues with Vang around Thanksgiving of 2023. Wow, how long? I mean, come on, man. That was months ago.
Yeah, they said a month. So that's another thing too. Like, and he could only tell a 3-year-old's only going to be able to take so much, endure so much of that. They didn't even talk about what they were feeding him or any of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, he did mention once he was feeding him pizza, Pop-Tarts, and cereal. I'm sorry, but
At least he was.
that's not
Yeah, that's.
and that's probably not what he was eating at mom's house. And no wonder why he was filling up his diaper so much, because you were feeding him like shit.
Right. Yes.
Mm.
Good call on that one.
And he said she needed to try harder to stop the behavior. Oh, man. What about his parents trying on him? Now, Bauer stated she wanted Vang to teach victim by example how to be a man. Can you guys just hear that? She wanted him to teach him by example how to be a man. He's 3 years old. It's ridiculous.
It doesn't even matter if he's 6 years old. You don't teach in this day and age. You do not teach a boy how to be a man in that manner ever. If they're in the military, yeah, let them be a kid. If you wanted them to be a man, wait until they're 18. They go off to the military and good luck.
Man.
But yeah,
yeah, 3 years old. I'm telling you, this broad is sick. She said the first time victim had gone to stay by Vang without her was in January 2024. Wow, this poor kid was with this guy so many times. She said the past week was the longest time victim had stayed with Vang without her being there. Detective Glacier said, while talked about this past week, she admitted she had been in Two Rivers on February 16th. Yeah, after you found her cell phone records and told her the gig's up. She said she left the Wisconsin Dells around 6 or 7 p.m. and arrived in Two Rivers late at night. She saw a victim on the couch, but he was tired, probably from standing all day and getting cold showers. She said she left early in the morning on February 17th. She was confronted about being in Two Rivers on a different day, and she did admit she was in Two Rivers on February 14th. And we all know that's Valentine's Day, and it was probably for her little booty call for a period of time, and then went back home. Oh, of course you did. Just had to get some on Valentine's Day, no matter what.
Yep, I knew that was coming when they said that right before Valentine's Day. We knew she wasn't going to stay away then.
Oh no, of course this broad has got issues. Now on February 20th, Vang consented to meeting with law enforcement at the Two Rivers Police Department and agreed to a consensual interview. Of course, you know, because they got dirt on you.
Yeah, I think she'll end up flipping, to be honest with you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Vang's not talking at all. He's not talking, and he doesn't have a lawyer. So her lady lawyer is gonna convince her that he was the one that was making you do it. And watch, and come back and watch us.
I just want to know what happened, and I hope they keep her. Now, during the course of the interview conducted by Detective Vang made consensual statements in regards to his recent interactions with the victim. Vang stated that the victim is afraid of him. Then he corrected himself and stated that he respects me. Yeah, you wanted to walk that back a little bit, bro, didn't you? Now, he stated that they put victim here as a punishment for his behavior. I'm telling you. And when they asked earlier, this isn't in here, but they asked what behavior, he says just getting into things. What 3-year-old doesn't get into things? Come on, man.
Everyone.
They're learning.
Yeah.
They'll grab everything and look at it and play with it. It's called learning.
Oh no, yeah. My nickname for my daughter was the Tasmanian Devil. Like one area she was in, it's just a whirlwind of
like a tornado came through, right?
It's just how it is. It's a tornado. Yeah.
Yeah,
they just didn't like him. Honestly, they didn't. He was inconvenient, I think.
Absolutely, they're little toddler tornadoes, all of them, and they're God bless them. We love them. They were trying to teach him how to be a good here and good at home. Yeah. Vang indicated that he is trying to make him understand that going home is like a privilege for him. How sick is that, man?
Yeah,
Now,
they're only admitting this because of the cell phones, because they're
oh,
given a lot of
absolutely.
information for not wanting them to know anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
Number 8, Vang stated that victim was disciplined using timeouts. He described the timeouts as being standing for periods from 1 to 3 hours. I'm telling you. During the time, victim was required to pray or say, "I'm sorry, mommy." Can you imagine making a child say, "I'm sorry, mommy," for 3 hours straight in the corner?
I couldn't even do that for 3 minutes straight as a grown woman. So, no, no, I cannot.
Sad.
Poor kid. I do feel bad.
Vang reported that the victim was in timeout for the majority of his time with Vang, as it was intended as a form of boot camp. Oh my gosh, dude. Other than getting into things, like I just said, Vang was unable to identify specific bad behaviors which required being in timeout all damn day. Now, Vang reported that the victim is not potty trained and that he is still wearing diapers. Vang advised that he changed victim's diaper at least once per day. Well, yeah, geez, wow.
Once per Yeah, when I heard that, I'm like one in the morning, and then there's like maybe an hour or two later they're wet again. It's 3 like just in the morning. Like, so one a day. I remember how like 8 times a day, if not more. That's insane.
Yeah, and he wonders why his diaper was overfilled. I mean, come on, man. Is this guy got any brain cells? I don't think so. Now, on the evening of February 19th, Vang changed victim's diaper prior to him going to bed at approximately 8 to 9 p.m. He then watched Ready Player One. He doesn't even have good taste in movies, for goodness sakes. He stated that the victim was not watching the movie as Vang put him in punishment. Don't let him do anything. He stated that the victim will stand in the corner or stand by the bed by me, Vang said. He gets pretty tired from, I guess, like from standing. Bro. He explained he does not want to be mean to him. Oh, I'm sure, but he is trying to teach him to be more respectful. I don't respect anybody I'm fearful of. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone was mean to me, how would I? You earn respect through kindness and good faithful actions towards somebody.
Now, I must
Helping
say,
them.
back in the generation, so my mom's almost 70 now, that's what they did. That's how they were raised. And I understand that back then. But this guy we're not in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, or even 80s anymore. So I gotta say, I love my mom. Bless you, mom, when you watch this, because she loves true crime. But yeah, it was the fear thing. I still fear my mom to this day, but I love her. So, but that's not how we do it anymore. So I
No.
think he's trying to like catch one person to believe, oh yeah, it's a military style, but it doesn't work anymore, guy.
Yeah, right. He's 3 years old now. He was asked on February 19th if he made victim stand, to which he replied, yeah, for probably like 2 to 3 hours. Vang confirmed again that victim stands for 2 to 3 hours without sitting. In the event that victim tries to sit down, Vang will say, "You want cold water?" He then indicated he's fine. It's not like his knees are shaking and about to fall over, Oh my gosh, dude. And this is the number 9 here we're on. On the morning of February 20th, Vang woke up at approximately 7:30 hours and prepared his son for school. At that time, he saw victim sleeping on the futon sofa in the living room. Vang took his son to the bus stop and locked the apartment door. So you did leave him there. Upon returning to the apartment, Vang found victim still sleeping on the sofa. Yeah, he's probably tired from standing all damn day. He woke victim and they ate breakfast. He reported that victim ate some cereal which had frosting on one side and wheat on the other without milk. So the guy couldn't even give the kid milk, man. Probably too broke from, and he's selling drugs. He's not selling them good enough if you can't afford milk.
I was about to say I think drugs are involved too, and that's why Katrina is also looking haggard. She's probably going through withdrawals at this point.
Oh, I bet you. Yeah, because she looks like she's aged 20 years just in a couple of weeks.
If he was a drug dealer, they were both using and just not caring. So
Now, this is interesting. Then they went to Vang's bedroom where victim was told to stand and pray near the foot of the Vang's bed. What did he do in the mornings? You said he woke him up when he got back. He woke him up. They had breakfast, and then he made him have a timeout. What could the kid what could he have even done to deserve a timeout just by eating breakfast? Did he not eat it fast enough? Like, give me a break.
Yeah, they were nitpicking at everything. He just didn't like him. You know, when someone gets targeted like that, it's over, game over. Shonda Vander Ark, man, look up that case. It just doesn't matter what you do.
Sad. He did not change victim's diaper as he was too tired. Aw, poor guy. Too tired from bullying a 3-year-old all day. You know, he sounds like he needs boot camp with his punk ass. Now, victim was not allowed to do fun things, of course, because he's with you, as he was in a timeout. When asked about any toys at the apartment, Vang reported that there was one toy which he received at Christmas time. This toy was similar to a toolbox. However, he was not allowed to play with it during the week of February 12th to the 20th. He was in a timeout for a whole week. Come on, man. When asked what happens if timeout does not work with victim, Vang stated that he would give him an ultimatum. Vang reported that the ultimatum was usually do you want some cold water? Back to that cold water again. Vang reported that victim did not like cold water, but did not know why. Oh, come on, man. What do you think he doesn't like cold water? Because you spray him with it.
That's one of those like military tactics that they use. And I wonder what his background is. Do you know anything about, since we know about Katrina, do you have any idea about Jesse at all?
I think while he's in jail, they should give him cold showers the entire time he's held there, and then ask him, yeah, we don't know why he doesn't like it. We're still not sure.
And then make him wear a diaper.
Yeah, yep. And then when it gets filled up from the wet shower, you make him stand in the corner about it. I honestly, I do think some people should be treated the way they treated someone else, really. But back to this real quick here. When asked about what the victim ate while he was with Vang, he stated pizza, noodles, and cereal. Okay, I thought it was Pop-Tarts. So pizza, noodles, and cereal. That is that's not really the best food for a kid, you know, but whatever. He stated that the victim was still bottle fed and he was trying to get him to eat regular food. Well, that's probably why he's got a full diaper too, besides you only changing it once a day. He's going from bottle fed to pizza, noodles, and cereal.
Yeah,
like, what a jump.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not a pretty one either. When you feed them bad, that's how it comes out as well.
It comes out
it's
bad.
Like a dog. Yeah, it comes out bad. When you feed dog bad dog food, it's not pretty to clean up. So healthy equals healthy.
Yeah, bad in, bad out. Now, he was unable to provide specific details as to the food. While Vang was sleeping, he would lock the door to the apartment at the doorknob, deadbolt, and with the security chain attached at the top of the door to keep victim from walking out of the apartment. Now, if that's the case, if you had the door locked at the doorknob, you had a deadbolt, and a security chain, how did you wake up and this kid got out? And if it worked other days to keep Elijah in, how am I supposed to believe that on the day he went missing, he managed to just get all that, put a chair up to the door and just get out? I'm not believing this guy's story.
No, and then you saw the outside of the apartment too. There's also these giant doors. There's no way he was gonna take the chair out there as well. There's still a second set of doors.
Yep. So if he would get out of the apartment, he would have to get out another set of doors.
Another set of doors.
Yeah.
No way.
It's not adding up. Now, Vang reported that on the evening prior to the victim going missing, he had consumed 3 12-ounce Budweiser beers and one, I have no idea what that sleep aid is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But it almost sounds to me like the kid was.
I hope it was an adult one.
And he was drinking about maybe what he had done.
It's cyclobenzaprine. Yeah, that's a freaking adult. That's a heavy adult sedation pill. 3 years old. That could have killed him too, JT. Honestly.
It sounds like a tranquilizer almost.
It is a tranquilizer, but that could have put him to sleep and he could have not woke up from that, honestly.
Yeah. Now, the information provided, is believed because they are provided true and reliable information as law enforcement officers. The information provided by Jesse Vang and Katrina Bauer is believed as It is based on their observations and experiences. Okay. Now that's about it for this here. So I just wanted to go over that. I thought that was interesting because you get down to the nitty gritty, and you get to see. And when reading what the actual criminal complaint, it just doesn't add up. So he stays just fine. He sleeps on the couch just fine when you're walking the kid to the bus stop. But all of a sudden, one day he decides to just go Rambo and he gets out. I'm not seeing it.
No, not at all. And I almost wish at this point, not that we want kidnapping, but I almost wish someone would have been like, no one's, taking care of this kid. Most people that kidnap don't have good motives, but I wish that was the scenario. They'd probably be better situations than the house, but I don't think that he got out. And if he did get out, they would have probably already found his body. Something would have happened to him in those conditions, like they were saying in the beginning. So yeah, I honestly, can I play that little 31-second clip, and then we can debate about if the news was right, if they actually saw him on the 20th or not? Because some people in my chat, they have, they'll say, no, that was this, and maybe we can figure that out. I want to show the last time they saw him. It wasn't the picture from her phone. So let me share my screen.
Share your screen, and I'll pop it up for everybody.
Yep.
No problem.
Yep, I'll share my screen and we'll show this. It's just a little quick clip. And yeah,
There you go. Let me pop this up.
I'll put full screen too. I got you.
Now for 11 days. The search continues, and this weekend, Two Rivers police say their searches will expand to rural areas. There are some new surveillance photos of Elijah from just before he disappeared on February 20th. So far, police and volunteers have been searching Two Rivers and the Manitowoc areas. The family was going to search Sheboygan County on Saturday, but we're told those plans got canceled. The FBI is offering a $15,000 reward for information regarding Elijah's disappearance.
Okay, now hold on, let me stop this. I get it. I get now what they're saying. They were just saying that they saw him just before he disappeared on the 20th. They weren't saying it was on the 20th. So yeah, sometimes I have to think these things out loud, and rewatching it, those were the last pictures, period. But not on the 20th necessarily. Okay.
Yep. So there was a photo that the mom took of little Elijah Vue with the blindfold on, and he had bruises head to toe on him. And the photo was taken on the 14th, but I just found out that the surveillance footage of Vue and Jesse Vang at the mechanic's place was on the 17th. So he was not dead in that photo, which is good. But still, like, what the hell happened to him? In this car that comes up, this Nissan Altima, I wonder too if he was having car problems on the 17th. I wonder if that was a good excuse or an alibi. I don't know. I'm not sure, but if that was a good excuse for them to borrow someone else's car to get rid of Elijah.
Now, yeah, absolutely. One thing is that, they'll think, oh, they're not going to see, so they can trace it back to us. Number two, if they don't know who the owner is, they can't get any DNA or whatever. So something's going on with that. And I do think they know the owner. It was a friend that let him borrow the car. And they're just poking for information. And I cannot wait until we hear more about
I would love
what
to
happened.
hear what they found in that car. Why is it a vehicle of interest? Now, we do have a special guest I want to bring on here. It's our friend Marv. She is actually in Two Rivers today searching for Elijah. So let's put her on here.
What's up, Marv?
Hey, everyone. I'm in the car.
Hey, now you're out there, your boots on the ground. God bless you. You have a big heart. How did the search for Elijah go today?
This morning was beautiful weather. We've actually hit five areas today. And I'm running to Walmart to get a multi-charger here, and then we are going to the vigil tonight.
And that's at 6:30, right? If anybody in the area wants to join the vigil.
Yes. And Jay, I need to talk to you after this live so that I
Give
can
me a
see.
call, please.
I
Just
want to
call me, yeah.
I want to see if Anthony can set up a live stream and you can host it off of my channel.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
and then bring me on so that I can show everybody the vigil.
Yep.
Oh, there you
So-
go.
Absolutely. As long as Greeno walks me through it, I got you.
Okay. Awesome. But yeah, didn't find anything. We're still focusing on the area by the Girl Scout camp, which is only 6 to 7 miles away from the apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got my feet wet today walking around in that area. Definitely lots of areas you can look. I mean, we've been to 6 today so far. And just you almost need a whole group of people and all have waiter boots on and make a line and go search, because there's a lot of woods there. There's a lot of stick piles. There's a lot of tree branches over the stick piles. I mean, you would have to look in and under all of that. Two people just can't do it.
And
I
be
think
dressed
I'm gonna bring
properly.
some waiter boots with me. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm in Wisconsin, and I'm going to be meeting up with Marv tomorrow at the High Cliff Park. If you guys want info on that, Marv, you made a community post on your community tab about it with all the details, right?
Yep.
Yep. So we're going to be going out there. I'm bringing my wife. I'll be there at about 8:30, maybe a couple minutes late, but I'll be there around 8:30. We'll meet in the park, and I think I will bring some waiter boots. I'll try to get a hold of. I know my neighbor has some waiters that go right up to the waist, so I could get right in there if you want me to. But yeah, and if anybody else is watching this and would like to join us, I made a post as well on my community tab. The more boots on the ground, wet boots too. The more wet boots on the ground, the better, because we need the help. I think you said in your post, the High Cliff Park, that state park, is about 2,000 acres, right, Marv?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal there. And I kind of like that you're a little bit closer to their apartment, because sometimes I feel like people like that would just kind of be simple and not in plain sight, is a lot of times what you see. So we've got all these people out, and he may be closer than we think. So I'm really glad. I'm glad you're going to the vigil tonight. I saw that this morning and thought about you, so I'm sure you already knew about it, but maybe we'll see you on the news while you're streaming.
Maybe. But all right, I'm gonna run into Walmart. I need to go get something for my equipment, and then I need to go charge everything up.
Let's go, Marv.
All right.
You got this.
Put new memory cards in and all that good stuff. And I will get a hold of you though as soon as I. Yeah. Well, you get a hold of me. You message me and let me know when you're done so that I can talk to you about getting a live going tonight for this.
Yep.
I will be tuned into that for sure. And Marv, just before you go, I will be contacting you tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, when I'm getting close to the park, and then I will wait. If I beat you there, I'll wait for you in the parking lot, and we'll go together, and we'll do our best to try to bring this little boy home.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Thank you for going out there today and doing everything you do, Marv.
You're welcome. I just want them found.
I
know. Me too. I'm with you. I see the look in your face, and at this point what we're looking for, probably. So yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It
we'll
does
talk
wear
to you
on
soon.
you.
Yeah.
It
Take
does.
care of yourself too. Yeah.
I will. I'll relax tonight after.
Yes, please.
We'll find them eventually, so don't worry, Marv. Just do your best. You are doing it, and I appreciate you. And thank you for coming on. You made the stream even better.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And if anybody wants to see any of the vigil tonight, it'll be on the evidence.
Yes. Let's go. Guys, make sure you subscribe to Marv's channel, Beyond the Evidence. J2, Guilty of Crime. These two are just awesome human beings, and I'm honored that they let me in their little circle so we could help keep raising the awareness for Elijah, because we need all eyes on this, so the authorities don't all of a sudden say, well, we're not going to put no more resources towards that. No. You're gonna find this little boy, and then you can move on.
Absolutely. Agreed.
All right, guys, I am off of here. Gotta go run in there real quick and pick up some stuff and go charge equipment so that I can be at the vigil tonight.
Absolutely.
We'll
I'll be
see you
tuned into
tonight.
that.
I'll text you in a bit.
All right, sounds good.
Bye,
All
Marv.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, how cool was that? I mean, this is, I'm telling you, this is we gave you the criminal complaint. We went through a whole bunch of stuff. We brought Marv on, and I will be out there. I'm looking forward to meeting Marv in person, and we're gonna do what we can do. I'm gonna call my neighbor. I think he's got some. I don't have any waders, but he's got some that go right up to your waist and then wraps around your shoulders. You know, like overalls.
Yeah.
Almost. So
Yeah.
just
Like
one
the one
big
you're
rubber.
fishing.
Yeah,
Yep.
for fishing. Yep, for river fishing.
Fishing. Yeah, well, that's exciting. When are you? Well, it's exciting, scary. It could be nerve wracking once you get in there. If you saw the stuff that Marv did last week or the week before, it's really like rough terrain. So once you get into it, it kind of gets a little creepy because you find a little hole or a little, something that you pick up, and like if you actually were to find his body, you're never going to forget that ever. Like that's never going to be out of your mind. And
Yeah.
So keep that in mind for everybody that's out there searching. It's
Absolutely.
rough.
It's rough, but what that little boy went through is way more rough, and
Absolutely.
he deserves to be found. And he don't just disappear into thin air. It feels like he disappeared into thin air. It really does, but it's just not possible. And he's out there somewhere. They did something with him. They put him somewhere, or someone has him something. And we're gonna stay. I'm gonna keep making live streams until we find this kid. I really am. It's just something that's really close to my heart. And I think everybody, when they look at this little boy, I've got him at the top of the screen there. When you look at that cute little smiling face, it's so easy to see your kids or your grandkids right in his face. Like he embodies everything you could imagine about having your own child. And even if you don't have a child, I've heard some people say they felt like it was the son they never had, and he's just touching people in the best way. So we're gonna keep up on this for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on real quick. There's a little 5-minute clip. I don't know if you want to take a look at that before we head out, or if you got to go, so that everyone can see exactly what you said is why the community is out there searching, and it gives you an idea of what's happening today in the community and why they're even looking. They have nothing to do with this case. It's just like us, nothing to do with these people. So if you want, we can watch that for 5 minutes and see what the people are saying also that are out there.
Absolutely. Let's
all
do
right.
it.
Let me share my screen, and then we'll go. I'm on a new setup today, so everybody's saying it's clearer, and that's good. I'm not struggling.
It looks good and sounds good. So you're doing something.
Oh,
right
great. Good. Yeah,
there
it's
we
not.
go.
It's worth it. All right, let's go and go full screen. Oh, what did I do? There it is.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. It's been more than 3 weeks since 3-year-old Elijah Vue was last seen in Two Rivers.
Today, the last person to see him, his adult caregiver, Jesse Vang, and his mother, Katrina Bauer, appeared before a Manitowoc County judge. That comes as the search for Elijah continues in various areas around northeast Wisconsin. Yesterday, a group of volunteers were combing through the Buboltz Nature Preserve in Grand Chute, searching over 700 acres there for anything that could help lead to finding the boy. Today's highly anticipated court appearances of Bauer and Vang revealed little in terms of where Elijah Vue might be.
However, we did learn a trial for Katrina Bauer will be starting soon. Fox 11's Andrew Mertens brings us the latest information.
Appearing by video from the Manitowoc County Jail, Katrina Bauer and her
We
attorney
saw this,
declined to have the evidence against her read in court Thursday. Judge Robert Duane asked Bauer a series of questions before proceeding.
Has anyone threatened you in any way or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to a preliminary hearing?
No.
You're doing so freely, voluntarily, and intelligently?
Yes.
The judge later ruled there's enough evidence to send her to trial. Bauer is the mother of missing 3-year-old boy Elijah Vue. She's charged with 1 count of child neglect and another of chronic child neglect. On Thursday, Bauer and her attorney dropped their motion to dismiss the chronic neglect charge. Some of the charges she's facing have to do with Bauer's 6-year-old daughter. As for Jesse Vang, he still does not have an attorney. He is also charged with child neglect. Prosecutors say Bauer sent Elijah to stay with Vang for disciplinary reasons. Vang reported the boy missing last month. Vang qualifies for a state public defender, but one has not yet been appointed to him. In terms of the investigation, the Two Rivers Police Department had been regularly posting updates to social media. The most recent one came on Monday. Police were not able to speak with me regarding the investigation on Thursday. With 3-year-old Elijah Vue still missing, community members at Thursday's hearing became emotional when talking about the situation.
I just feel so bad for all the family that I know they really love him and they're missing him. So I just wish somebody would tell us if he is out there. Where is he?
As we're left wondering what happened to Elijah Vue, the cases against his mother and caretaker will be under a microscope. Vang will return to court on March 21st, while Bauer will return 1 day later on March 22nd.
There you go, one.
Outside the Manitowoc County Courthouse, Andrew Mertens, Fox 11 News.
Have you been searching since day one? I have. Not every day, but I've had. How are you doing? Well, today I'm not sure what to say. I mean, my friends explained that she's going to waive her right and she's going to plead guilty. But where's that little boy?
Well, what happened?
What are you feeling right now?
Sad. Sad. If that was my grandkid or my kid, I'd want to know where he is. I don't understand none of this.
What brought you to this hearing today?
Just to see what was going to happen. I just feel so bad for all the family that I know they really love him and they're missing him. So I just wish somebody would tell us if he is out there. Where is he?
We're more than 3 weeks now. How has the tone and your feelings, how has that changed since?
It's gone up and down. One day you might be okay and the next day you're not, like today. Yeah, you think about him all the time when you go to bed at nighttime, and I'm sure the whole community does because it's reached everywhere throughout Wisconsin and I'm sure around the U.S. Yep.
How do you keep showing up?
Praying that someday I'll wake up and I'll hear he's okay. Yep. My heart goes out to the family.
I guess what's the feelings with a lot of the other people around you? Do you feel it's kind of the same with how you're feeling?
I do. I know a lot of people, and some days they're okay, and the next day they're not because they're wondering and they're worrying. How can we all just sit here knowing where's that little boy? Somebody needs to tell us whether he's caught or he's here. I think that's the big question for everybody right now.
We're almost there. This is just a community member, guys.
I will until I hear something. Yep.
Do you have a message to community members? It sounds like the community is just rallying and hugging
They
this
are.
family.
They are wonderful. The whole community has been there for them. And I know that everybody's reached out and tried to help in any way they can, whether it be donations or searching for the little boy or just being there for the family. Even some elderly come in and they just want to be a part of it and they'll bring a treat. And I just know, Elijah, you're loved wherever you are if you're out there. That's it. You're welcome.
All right, there we go. So
Man, that lady was so passionate. I got a dang fly in my eye now, you guys. Must be a fly in here or something.
See, I just wanted people to understand what the community, how they're feeling. They're not part of the family or anything like that. But even if you go out there, if you're close and you can't search, bring a pack of water. Maybe like something to keep people going, snacks, whatever you can. If you can, if you're not going to search, just that's the vibe of the community right now. So
And the trial
Yeah.
dates, Jesse Vang is on the 21st and Katrina Bauer is on the
22nd.
22nd. So definitely put that on your calendars and make sure you don't miss that. Now let's get some let's just go through some of the comments we had. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Now sorry we haven't got to the comments yet. Let's see here. That Carly Armstrong, how you doing? You like that background? It looks good today, don't it? And
Yeah.
Jay, if you want me to make you one for your channel, just let me know. I can make you a background. That's no problem.
That would be cool. I could switch it out. Yeah, sometimes I have the news station, but I like your style as well. You have a cool style.
Absolutely. Thank you. You got a good style too. Could
Thanks,
tell you got
man.
all the collectibles. I was like, I got to meet you sometime. That would be cool.
Yeah, tattoos too. Love
Yeah.
tattoos.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Juror 13, how you doing? Let's see here. Just trying to find some more comments here. Miracle Hearts 2 says, hi guys, how you doing, Miracle Hearts? Thanks for tuning in and supporting our channels and most importantly supporting Elijah Vue.
Absolutely.
I am 2 Bear. Good afternoon, fine people. Good afternoon, Bear.
I Am 2 Bear is great. I see I Am 2 Bear everywhere. STS Nation is one of the biggest places I see it. I Am 2 Bear, and I'm privileged to have them in our chats. So thank you, I Am 2 Bear.
That's awesome. Yeah, shout out to you guys, because otherwise we would just be talking to a wall if it wasn't for you guys. So
absolutely,
everybody watching, and then not for me, not for Jay, but just smash that like button for Elijah Vue. That way the algorithm, because we are the algorithm, when we like something and comment and share it on Facebook and Twitter and all that, the algorithm picks up on that and they realize this is an important story and that Elijah Vue, he's an important little guy to us. So if you guys could do that, that'd be awesome. Let's see here. Juror 13, did they actually find his shoe at the dumpster? That's what was reported. I don't know if that's his shoe, but they did find a dinosaur shoe. But they won't give us much information at all about any of this right now, if that was actually his shoe. And I'm hoping that might come out in the trial, what they found.
Yeah, I was wondering that if when you read that, if something like that would come out in there about, finding the shoe and her lying about it, but they found the other one. But yeah, we don't know so far. But that's why they were checking the landfills, because they thought the two were connected.
Yep,
So,
and
but no,
he did
but
call
we're gonna
on-
say right now we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. He did call. We do know that he did make the 911 call on garbage day. And like Jay just said, they checked the landfill, but the problem was it's been cold here in Wisconsin. And it's like, if you take a piece of meat and put it in the freezer, it's not going to smell much. But if you take that piece of meat and let it sit out in the sun, it's going to start to stink. So that could be why they didn't find anything at the landfills, because it's been cold. And if there is a body out there, the dogs aren't going to pick up on it much because it's been freezing. So, until the weather gets warmer here in Wisconsin, where everything starts to smell more, the dogs probably aren't going to be able to pick up much from the landfill. So, but that's a great question.
Yeah.
Not sure yet, though.
Yeah, we don't know. And then by then, who knows if they have it sectioned off on the landfill, or they just said, we've used the resources. He's probably not here. And because then when it gets hot, it becomes the opposite. Things deteriorate and it's hard to find. So
yeah,
I hope we just find him and bring him home. If somebody has him, if he's just right around the corner, just close, or somebody talks. As the dates become closer, there's going to be pressure. I don't think Jesse Vang gives two shits. Honestly, he doesn't care, but I think Katrina wants to save herself. So watch out as it gets closer to the 22nd to see what she has to say.
Yeah, and watching enough videos on YouTube, especially where somebody kidnaps a child, some of these people do take the child and they watch the news about talking about the child that's missing, because they are just sick puppies. And that could be the case. Like that person, if someone did take Elijah, and they do have them, and they're watching the news clips, and if they're watching this stream, do the right thing. And I even said, if you're afraid about getting, if someone did take the boy and has him, and he's alive and he's okay, and they're worried about, okay, I'm starting to get a change of heart, I want to drop him off, but I don't want to get in trouble, put a mask on. Whatever, man. I don't need to know who you are, but we want the boy back. If you need to put a mask on to drop him off so your face isn't seen on a camera, do what you got to do, but do the right thing. If someone really
That's
did
happened. That's happened in the past, JT. Lots of times that's happened, and these guys will feel guilty, and then they also don't want to get caught. Believe it or not, Richard Ramirez did that, and a lot of people don't know that before he started. Richard Ramirez is the Night Stalker, who's a serial killer. He did that before he started on his spree. He would take these kids from their bedroom and assault them, and then he would take them to a gas station and drop them off and tell them to call their parents. So it could happen.
Yeah, that's probably like my biggest hope, is that if he really did run away, it's been so cold in Wisconsin, there's no way a 3-year-old's going to survive for this many days. And
Absolutely.
but if someone did take him, please do the right thing. It's the least I could ask on this stream here. Dustin Andrew, we are in Texas covering possible serial killer. Thanks for tuning in, Dustin.
Yes, thank you. Email me.
Yeah, there you go. Got some cases for you, Jay. BK, Belgian Carnivore. Hi, all. How you doing, BK? Thanks for tuning in and supporting Elijah. Let's see here. I'm just looking for any questions that we might have missed that someone asked us. Yeah. It sounds like he was in timeout his entire short life. Yeah. And most of the time for doing nothing. And it is ridiculous. Pisses me off,
Yeah.
Reminds you of Dakota Collins case. You ever hear that one, Jay?
Oh, absolutely. That one I know inside and out, and they have they have so much evidence on Dakota. They just basically kept him locked up in an attic, and they did the same thing. He would poop and pee right in his bed, and then they'd punish him for that. And they punished him for everything until he passed away. And then they all kind of flipped on each other, and it was a big mess, but they're all in prison now. And or they're in prison. I don't know if the trials happened. I think they did, but Dakota is same thing. He was a little older though.
It just amazes me how adults can get mad at a child for pissing and shitting when that's what they do every day as an adult. So you didn't do it in your pants. Are you any better? I mean, like acting like your shit don't stink, literally. Like,
there was other kids that in the house that they were nice to, though. It was something about him that they were targeting. I don't know if he looked like the mom. It was the dad that ended up, it was him ultimately. And the people in the house just watched it happen, didn't say anything. So they got in trouble for it too. But yeah, I mean, something about him was targeted.
It's sick. It's disgusting. That Carly Armstrong, I wonder if his son can be interviewed. I'm sure he has been, and that's probably one of the things they're holding close to the vest, and they're not talking, they're not saying what the son, because he took the son to the bus stop on the day that Vue supposedly went missing, and and they're looking for this. They want footage of the car the day before from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. that he went missing. So which makes me think that maybe he was missing that night before, and the son would be able to corroborate whether he was actually there in the morning or not. He could have said, "Hey, I went to school and I did not see Elijah anywhere in the apartment." And then you would say, "Okay, so he is bullshitting about this story about him going missing in that morning." It's
and
tough.
that may be
may
be why he says he's autistic too. He's autistic and he doesn't know. I mean, he may have been diagnosed autistic, but you notice they throw that out there right away at all these interviews that that Jen Soto case, she has ADHD, she forgot her phone. Come on, like,
it's and I'm glad you bring that up. All three of the kids are supposedly autistic. His son and the 6-year-old daughter and Elijah Vue, and like you said, they get extra money. And it's funny. Katrina, the mom's attorney, said that she was fuzzy on some of the dates, that she wasn't trying to lie to the police and obstruct them. She said that she had a brain injury in 2015, and that's why she gets fuzzy with dates.
Isn't that what Shanda Vander Ark said too? Same thing.
Yeah, my
Ice
ass.
baths. Yeah.
My ass. I'm
Though
telling
she
you.
actually took the stand too, and the whole time she could remember details about how she cooked eggs and what the plate looked like. But then when they asked her about the ice baths and the things like that, I can't remember my injury or whatever. Yeah, so
Bullshit.
it's
It's
all
bullshit.
when we hear it, it's just all the same.
Yep. Yeah. It's so I just wanted to put that out there because you mentioned that they get extra money for them being
They
autistic,
do.
and it seems like every child they come when they have under their supervision, they're like, oh, autistic,
Yeah.
autistic.
Yeah.
It's,
It's
and maybe they are,
interesting.
and I just want anybody to know if their child is autistic, it can be reversed with a good diet. Look it up. Carnivore diet has helped a lot of kids get rid of their autism, especially if you catch it earlier enough. And adults with autism, it has helped. A proper diet has helped them significantly reduce any of their symptoms of autism. So I just
That
want to
and
put that out there.
therapy. Yeah, there's functioning autistics and there's autism that, they're on the spectrum. So if you're doing therapy with them and paying attention and helping them learn, but I have a feeling they just kind of didn't do anything and then they classified them as autistic so that they can get that check
And they
for
don't want
getting
to
help.
have him improve. If he
Of
gets
course
rid of
not.
his symptoms, then
No.
you can't
Then
claim that extra
yep.
money.
Just keep them nice and dumb and stupid and just treat them like that so you can collect.
The grandma also said that Katrina spends more money than she earns. I thought that was interesting. And she said she does not have any account of where this extra cash is coming from that Katrina was spending. So I thought that was
Interesting. Yeah, maybe she's selling drugs with that guy. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who
or
knows?
she's pimping herself out,
Yeah, that too. I get that vibe from her too, man.
Yeah, like she just she does what she wants when she
Anything.
wants,
Yep. No
regardless of.
morals.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to see if we missed any questions here.
There's quite a few. There's a big comment chain in here, but yeah.
If you find something I'm missing, just let me know what timestamp it's at.
Yeah, but there's so many.
Oh, and watch how fast they complain about the conditions in jail, which aren't anywhere near as bad as the conditions they put on their child. Exactly. And this guy was saying, well, I've got a right to a speedy trial, and I've got a bro, you got rights, but so did Elijah Vue. And you didn't give a damn about his rights to having an actual childhood. So it's just hard for me to listen to someone about their rights when they didn't care about someone else's rights. I just I don't have that big of a heart, I guess.
Yeah, no. Most of us don't, trust me. There's bashing sessions. I think we were doing that last night after 2 hours of listening to this serial killer talk about himself. So
yeah, and some of it's I think too, you were saying like when they want all attention on them, some of that's narcissism. And this lady seems like a class A narcissist, and so does he. He wants a 3-year-old to show him some respect. Bro, you're in a gang,
yeah,
sell some more
maybe
drugs,
gang respect.
get some respect from your gang, but don't expect a 3-year-old to just salute you like you're some damn captain or something. And the mom too, to make up a story about her own abduction on the day that her sister's having open heart surgery, that doesn't say narcissist. I don't know what does.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on with those people. And yeah, I didn't even realize he was claiming the kid. So that she was like, oh, a babysitter, here, you can claim him, go ahead and babysit him. It's just a lot of there's a big mess going on there. They didn't want him, but they wanted the financial benefit of it, but they wanted him to go away.
Yeah, and that's not what kids are here for. This is they are unique and beautiful individuals, just like we all are. And his parents raised him, and you would think that he would show the same courtesy to another child. I'm sure his parents didn't give him cold showers and shit. I would bet my last dollar that they didn't. and
Yeah,
her
most
mom
of those
too.
people don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, at 109, someone was asking about, let's see, 109, Juror 13. Is there any interviews with the grandma or their family members? I know we talked about the grandma, so I thought in the comments,
Yeah.
109.
Well, you're an hour, so I got to go to 209 here.
Oh,
Let's see here.
209.
Which
Thanks,
one is
I
it
am
again?
Bear too. It's 209. It says, are there any interviews with the grandma or any other family members?
I'll just answer that right now. Not interviews, but there is a statement from the grandmother about Vu's mom. That's where we got the info about the claiming of the taxes, about the faked abduction in 2022. And she says that whatever, she'll play her story to whoever the audience is. And yeah, and I think part of me tells me that she thought she was going to get sympathy from everybody, and everybody was going to say, "Oh, you poor mother, your child's missing. Let's donate money to you, and it will help you in any way." And she didn't think she would get caught in her tangled little web.
Yeah,
That
I think you're
she
right.
weaved herself.
I think she really did think that. I think she had no idea that it was going to move that fast and hard, and the whole world was going to be looking at her in that light instead of like, oh, her kid got out and let's help this lady. But that's her own twisted head, because even if we heard the things that she was doing to him, we're already, suspicious of her and Jesse. So
She
that
didn't plan on
alone,
us finding that out, though. She
she
didn't
didn't
plan
plan
on
on the
that.
whole world looking at it either.
And
This is international.
there's a YouTube channel, 10 to Life. I forgot her name, blonde lady.
Annie Elise.
Annie Elise, 10 to Life. Her video on Elijah Vue, you guys should really watch that. It's better than Nancy Grace's. I mean, she really went digging.
Absolutely.
And she found Facebook posts from the mom, and she was talking about how their Vue's biological dad, he's in prison, been in prison, had nothing to do with this, but apparently she said that he went to prison for being abusive to both kids and her. And I find that hard to believe now, that woe is me, like, oh, my husband was beating me and the kids. And then she goes to the new boyfriend and she's like, oh, you take this boy and you make him a man. Either that or she picked up some of that abusiveness, and it started to seep into her soul, and she started to practice it on her own kids. But she would go on Facebook and say, woe is me, I've got an abusive husband, and I'm having trouble with my kids, they're autistic. There is help, there are resources, and the grandma even said that in the statement. There were resources that she could have went to for help. But instead of going to those resources that actually could have helped, she dropped him off at a dude's house who has prior charges for child abuse. So, I mean, she ain't the brightest bulb in the pack, that's for sure.
No, and I don't think she wanted help. There's nature versus nurture, and we don't know what her background was, if her mom did things to her or she was just a bad individual that developed even worse and met a guy that's in a gang, and then drugs mess you up really bad. So all morals go out the window then. So we just don't know. But I think nature versus nurture was more of her nurturing her bad habits.
Absolutely.
Until we find out more. Yeah.
I'll bet my last dollar that the grandmother did not give her daughter cold showers and make her stand for hours like they did to this little boy. I just highly doubt it. So how you could be treated with more compassion when you're a child, and then you don't show that same compassion to your own child, it blows my mind.
Yeah, she didn't. She was doing that with the 6-year-old too, and soon the 6-year-old would be able to tell people at school, right? 3-year-old's not in school, and that's why we're having trouble finding out the actual last day they saw him. So the 6-year-old is, could talk about it at school.
Yep, and I bet he has. Yeah, or
it's
the
coming
6-year-old
soon.
girl. Yep, and the daughter too. I'm sure she's got a lot of info that we're not hearing. Sadie's mama, justice for Elijah. Yes, thank you for tuning in. Vicky
Hello,
Y.
Sadie's mama.
My thoughts and prayers are with you all. Thank you, and thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. Just trying to make sure we shout everybody out here, and because we appreciate you guys. Otherwise, we'd be talking to a wall, and I'm seeing people saying thanks, Jay, thanks, JT, thank you guys, because you guys are going to help keep Elijah Vue out there. You guys are going to help keep the pressure on the authorities to
And we want people that are in the area to go out there, go to Walmart like Marv is, and if you don't want to surge, just keep their spirits up, and be a team player and do what you can if you can, even if you're
Absolutely.
just supporting the search team and the community. Be part of the community and get out there.
Absolutely. Chelsea Williamson, do you think the police have looked into how much Jesse was involved in HT? What does that mean in HT?
Chelsea Williamson, I'm not really sure who that is, so I'm not sure Jesse involved in HT. If I knew her, I might know what HT. Anyone know what HT means?
But I'm sure they've
yeah.
And
I'm
I
not
did
sure.
hear that his family owns some sort of like pig farm or something, or like
Interesting.
yeah, so
That could be.
I don't know.
Has to do with the gang. It says that they think it has to do with the gang that Katrina was involved in. So maybe that could be the HT, like some type of gang thing.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
an Asian guy, so usually that's a different, gang that we don't know about versus the typical ones.
Yeah, I would hope that nobody from his gang helped him do anything to this child. I would really hope so.
Oh, it says bio dad. HT might be his bio dad too. So we don't know. We don't even know about the bio dad, do we? Were they saying he's in jail? I get the cases crossed.
Since early 2023, so he had nothing to do with this.
Right.
But he and I did hear that he was abusive. So she says in her Facebook post. That's where I heard that from on Anna Elise channel. That the dad was. That's what Elijah Vue's mom says. I think that they both could have been abusive. And if you talk, I heard the neighbor who lived underneath Elijah's mom in the Dells. She says that she would scream her lungs off at both the daughter and Elijah all the time, and she would scream so much to late into the hours at these kids that her child couldn't even sleep underneath in her room, which was underneath their living room.
Wow. Was that Annalise that said that 10 to life?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay,
I'll go back and watch
check
it.
that video out because
that came out like a couple days ago. I saw that. She deep dives.
She does. She does a great job. So shout out to her channel. I use part
Absolutely
of her video in my video, and she didn't flag me or anything. I think
that's good. She's a cool person. Yeah.
Let's see. A bit odd. None have come forward for a televised interview to beg for help. Sounds like grandma just wanted to talk crap. Did she beg for Elijah? It's hard to tell though. It's hard to take a child away from the parent. Really, it is. Even if as long as she's got the money to pay for him. We talked about this last stream. As soon as you're broke and you can't afford your kids, it seems like that's when they take them. But as long as you can pay for them, they let them stay with the parents. So I think even if the grandma did want Elijah, but on the other hand, though, he did go into foster home before this. So why did none of the family? I mean, God bless the family, but how come they even let the child go into a foster home?
That's the state, JT. It's the state. I'll tell you that right now. We raised my nephew, and that happened to him. And my mom was like gung ho to get him, and yet they put him in foster care. And then she had to fight really hard, and the mom had to consent to it. It's the state that does that. It's not the family. You would think different, but and by the way, HT is human trafficking, and I've heard that before. I just see that in the comments. So we don't know if Jesse was into human trafficking or not. I mean, that's a good possibility, and that's why we're not finding him. But I haven't heard anything about that
a while ago. Don't you think?
Yeah, agreed. He wouldn't even have put his time into that. He just got cashed out.
But that's a great question. I'm sure You know, and maybe there's more text messages between these two knuckleheads that they're not even telling us about yet. They're just letting us know about certain things. So they say that's how she got the brain injury from Elijah's dad. I think that's why he's in prison. Ah, interesting. You know, and if he did beat on her, that's sad. But for you to then start being just as bad to your children, you know, after you said he was the animal and then you turn into the next animal. I mean, come on, man. And then she goes on Facebook and woe is me, and then you lo and behold, in private in her text messages, she's talking about how you can discipline them and dropping them off at an ex-child abuser's house. Like, I'm sure she didn't put any of that on Facebook. Of course not, because that would
No,
make
it's all about her and her, people sympathizing with her, and we don't even know if half of that's true. So right now we'll just say that maybe a tenth of it may have a truth to it, but
absolutely. But I do think the grandma is interested in finding Elijah, but I think she felt it. Yeah, I know you're saying she's complaining about Katrina, but I think she felt it in her heart to let us know, because she even said in the statement, "I know I've known Katrina longer than anyone because I'm her mother," and she wanted us to know what she's really like when she's not on Facebook and shit and putting her act on. And I think she felt
so
that need to get that off her chest.
Jesse Vang did. Angela Lutz is saying Jesse Vang had something. He has something on his record that he was caught for human trafficking. So
Really?
maybe at one point. So I think that's where you start to get the speculation until the cops come out with a statement about something. They haven't brought that in, and again, I think they know more. So I
He's
don't
been
think it's
arrested
human
for
trafficking.
everything. Underage drinking, speeding, operating while intoxicated, cocaine,
Wow.
selling cocaine, child abuse, trafficking. I mean, what a real winner she picked there.
That's his resume, right?
Who owns a pig farm? I'm pretty sure it was a pig farm that Jesse Vang's family owns. It's some sort of farm. Yes, I know pigs will literally eat anything. I know, that's why it came up.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yep, thank you for letting us know about that.
Don't worry, Chelsea. We're good with my channel is. You can say whatever you want on there.
Let's see here. I'm just checking these here. Oh, so yeah, he did get caught for it. Okay. Oh, there we go. In 2016. Interesting. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, he's been caught. So no wonder everyone's, speculating about everything, because it's not just speculation when you see that actual charge. But
And
yeah, I think right. He might have done it sooner.
if he really was trafficked, that could be a reason why we aren't finding him any damn place we look, because he's
Right.
not in the woods.
But they also have Jesse and Katrina's cell phone and all of their electronics at this point, and there would be something on there, I think. I don't know how smart those people are, but they're doing these big searches, and I don't know. I just they're not giving any indication that they're looking at that. So one that we won't know until it comes out.
Absolutely. They have court files on that. Interesting.
That I agree.
And Jesse is Elijah's bio dad's cousin. Let me get my head around that. Jesse Vang is Elijah's biological dad's cousin. Really? So Jesse
She
Vang
kept
and
in the
Elijah's
family.
dad are cousins. Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
he does look
she's
Asian.
She's sleeping
Yeah.
with her ex's cousin.
Cousin, yeah.
Keep it all in
I
the
was
family.
keep it all in
Katrina.
the
Keep it all in the family, girl. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, because that little boy is beautiful. But he looks like he has Asian, of Asian descent mixed with white, and so that's what confused me about Jesse Vang not even being his dad. So that makes sense now. His cousin, she's
That makes
keeping in the
sense.
family.
Wow. I'm telling you. Both Jimmy trafficked Katrina. What is that? Yo, Jesse.
To Jesse.
Oh, to Jesse.
Both Jimmy trafficked Katrina to Jesse. Yeah. A lot of speculation when you hear the word human trafficking, you know?
Yeah. And with our justice system, it was likely pleaded down. So imagine the original charge. Yep. Yeah, it's a family
Exactly.
affair with this broad. You know, and the mom was saying that's what she's siding with the boyfriend because that family is big and they've got a lot of resources that could maybe bail her out. And so the mom said she thought it was disgusting that she would side with Jesse instead of just be focused on her son. So the mom was basically saying it's a red flag that she's more concerned about defending Jesse and that he's a good guy rather than pressing him on where the hell is my child because you were the last one to see him.
Right.
If we
Well,
believe that story.
She might not know her daughter at all either. She might not know who she is now. So, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it does. It makes me fearful too. And I'm hoping I got that info. I heard it was some sort of farm, and I'm pretty sure it was a pig farm. And I was like, wow, that. And like you said, they eat any damn thing. So, yeah. So I think we got through most of those comments. I really appreciate you guys coming on. I was talking with Marv. We're going to do another live stream. Jay, you're invited. After sometime next week, after Sunday settles down tomorrow, when I go out with Marv, and because I have to put together my video. What I want to do is I want to just take you guys along on the search with me. And I think for part of it, I'll do a live stream for part of it and have you guys live with me on the search for Elijah. And and I like doing that because the more eyes, the better. Because sometimes I might miss something that you guys see in the video.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so we'll do it live for at least an hour or 2 hours, and then I'll film the rest of it with Marv, and I'll put that video up. And if we find something of interest, you guys will be the first to know, especially during the live. And it's not like it's going to be focused on me. I'll have the camera out. You guys will see what I see, what all the searchers, the volunteers are seeing. So I will for sure do a live stream, and then I'll have the rest of that video up. And then I would like to get together with you and Marv for a live stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Together
That would be good.
Where we catch up on, maybe we'll do it after the trial so we have more to talk about because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of juice, a lot of tea that gets spilled.
That's a good, there's going to be, first of all, pressure. We're going to have more searches, the vigil's happening. If she pleads, if he even gets a lawyer, that's a good idea.
And the only way I'll go live stream sooner than that is if we actually end up finding him or we find some sort of clue that you guys need to know about right away.
Yeah.
Then we'll go live right away. But otherwise, just while we're all here, we'll plan on doing another live stream with the three of us, me, Jay, and Marv, sometime after the trial. That way we get to talk about all this spilled tea. Because I'm sure someone's going to be ratting on somebody. At least I hope so.
Yeah, I do think that that Katrina's going to, if she knows like exactly what happened and she's got good solid evidence, she'll be the first to flip. Jesse's not going to tell on himself, and I don't think Katrina did the deed and
I think
dumped the body if that's what happened. Absolutely.
And I think
absolutely.
I only thought that because what the mom said, how she faked her own abduction in 2022. I was like, oh, okay, so she's got a history of coming up with these types of stories. Chelsea,
I thought as soon as you said that too, I thought so.
Yeah, yep. You got to go with your gut feeling here. Chelsea thinks Katrina would not testify against Jesse. What do you think, Jay?
I absolutely think she would to save herself. Look at Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery. She got out in less than 18 months. She'll be out in a few days, and she was involved just as much as he was. She just didn't know where the body was.
To his work.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
They
put it in the ceiling. And they had it in a bag, in a cooler
underneath the vent where it was stuck in the ceiling. And that's a monster.
Not just sex. They conceived that baby. They conceived the next baby that came up that underneath that body. There's another baby that came out of that. So, and she's about to get out. So, would Katrina testify against Jesse? Absolutely. If they give her that deal of the year, Kayla's just as culpable as Adam Montgomery.
I just think some of these ladies need to raise their level of standards. I mean, you do not need to be with a man who you saw beat a child, the Harmony, beat a child to death in the back seat, and then go to Burger King and then want to have his baby. And I mean,
she still says she loves him, and if she could have one more contact with him, she would. So
you're kidding
she told
me.
the cops, no, I'm not. She told the cops that was brought out, on the witness stand, and everybody knows about it.
And he's giving her black eyes and things. I know we're talking about another case, but
yeah,
it
no,
just
it's the same.
me.
No, yeah, he gives her black eyes and things. Yeah, we're talking about another case, but people, yeah, they're all intertwined right now while it's happening, and yeah, it's same story over and over.
Well, at least
I
if
know.
you don't hate to see someone, because she was, in my opinion, you're just as guilty, man. You're watching them blend up this baby in a NutriBlend and shit like that. Like, you're just as guilty. But as long as the damn info comes out, that would be I'd hate to see Katrina get off, but as long as we know the full story, and if Jesse Vang is the one who did it, then I would like him to stay where he's at, by all means necessary, even if it
Me
means
too.
it's out eventually.
And sometimes, Chelsea, the lawyer will advise that the lawyer will tell her, if you don't do this, then you're going to be in there for 25 years. They highly advise you that you don't always, they say you get the choice, but they're telling you what to do. They're leading you the right or the way they think.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And I hope if she ever does get out that she does not get custody of her daughter. That should be one of the rules that
I think it might be. I think it might. I don't think she will.
Because they've already got her on record leaving the poor girl, and she left her out in the car in 29 degrees in Wisconsin. I can tell you it's cold. Freezing is at 32. So it was below freezing. She left her daughter in the car, not running, no heat, for an hour while she had a booty call on Valentine's Day. She should never get that daughter back.
Absolutely
and I hope
not.
the daughter's with family or something rather than the state right now. I hope she's with family or something. I really do. And that poor daughter, her dad's in prison, her mom's in jail, the mom's boyfriend's in jail, and her brother is who knows where, Elijah. That poor little girl. She has nothing.
Yeah, best case scenario, if she's not with the family, there's a lot of loving foster homes that end up adopting these children. And that's what was with Harmony Montgomery. The lady testified she loved her and she would have kept her and raised her. So there's a lot of loving people out there. And, it's a bad adjustment, but with therapy and time, you can get through it and you still have your life. So, but my heart goes out to her as well.
Absolutely. I love that. I have always been told my standards are too high. Your standards can never be too high. And my coach taught me to never lower your standards because you attract what you think about. And if you have high standards, you'll attract those all those good qualities in a person that you're looking for. So never lower your standards. I'm glad to hear that. She says she's with the aunt, the daughter. So that's good. I was hoping she's with family.
Hopefully.
That's good. Interesting. Yes, we should stop them from breeding. I know you should have to pay to be able to have a child. And then I don't know how, there's no way.
Well, you should at least file. You have to be able to file. You have to file paperwork to go fishing, for God's sake. You can't go, but you could just have kids. Like it just doesn't.
It's tough, man. The penis and the vagina are just attached to us and they can't really regulate it. The fishing pole you got to buy and shit, but whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. We tried to give you as much as we could for what we know, and stay tuned for the vigil tonight, right, Jay?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
be here.
that.
I don't know what time it is. I'll let you guys know when I know.
My time. So you're 2 hours behind, so it should be around.
Oh no, yeah. The vigil. You're right. I gotta hook up with Marv. So we're a couple right now. It's almost 5 o'clock where the vigil is, right?
Yep.
Or how many hours? Okay.
It's 3:49 by me.
Okay, so you're 2 hours.
Yep. So we got a
ahead.
little bit left before the vigil. But
All right.
yeah, I expect the vigil tonight on Marv's channel and maybe yours, and then I will go live tomorrow during the search when I meet up with Marv, and then when my battery dies, that I'll go until my battery dies. I'm literally gonna live stream as much as I can, and then after that, I'll just record with my Sony. And yeah, so you guys stay tuned for everything, Elijah. Jay, I appreciate you. You've got a big heart, a great personality, and you're doing
Thank
great
you.
things. You're a
I
positive
appreciate
person.
Thank you. I appreciate you hosting this today. I think you've got some new fans in this group as well, and we're all with you. And I'm really glad that Marvin, you connected and can continue to do so in a positive way. It's great, positive thing. So yeah, I gotta hop off too. I gotta hook up with Carly and then Greeno and figure this stuff all out and my own
Absolutely.
stuff. So
If anybody's watching from my channel, please, if you're into true crime and all that juicy goodness, make sure you
true crime
subscribe
all
to,
the time.
yeah, make sure you subscribe to Jay's channel, Guilty of Crime. Her handle's right there. It's at Guilty of Crime. You can type that in the search bar on YouTube and you'll find her channel. And please go subscribe. She's a great person and I appreciate her. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. And stay tuned for the vigil later tonight, okay?
Yes. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you
Ciao,
soon.
guys. Love you guys.